everybody. Welcome to the Soulful Eclectic. I am your host, Diana Collins, and I want to welcome you to today's episode. If this is you coming back for the first time, I want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come back with me. I appreciate you so much, and I hope you keep coming back. And also for anyone who is a part of the whole our new world here in WUBI Ubiquity Radio. I appreciate you so much for taking the time out to be here with me as well, and be a part of the Soulful Eclectic and what we have going on here. So with today's episode, we have a really special guest. But before we get there, I just wanted to talk to you guys really quick about what we have going on again. So again, we're a part of WUBI Ubiquity Radio, TV and radio. So if you have not done your due diligence and uploaded us to your Roku TV, please do so. And if you have, I hope you're enjoying what we have laid out for you, and the music, the DJs, everything, all of our shows that are on there. And there's more to come as the new year rolls around. So thank you so much for being a part of that. And thank you so much for all of you who have come back. Welcome back. And also for those who have been a part of Divine Nubian Essentials, our sponsor. They appreciate you. I appreciate you. My skin loves Divine Nubian Essentials, and I know you will love Divine Nubian Essentials. And I just hope that it does for you what it does for me. And also for anyone who is looking to be a part of the healthcare field, we have with us also Collins Education Resource Management, who is more than happy to help with your education needs as you navigate healthcare in this entity. So today we have a very special guest, Kathy Blaze Jefferson, and I'm sure many of you have been with her and seen her on TV, on stage, if you were blessed to see her on stage here in the Phoenix area. But she's also on Desertwood Days, and she was also on the show in the past. And if you have not listened to her episode, it's a couple of seasons back, but definitely revisit that. But I wanted to have her back because she's doing a lot, and I want everyone to see what it is that she's been up to. So with that, I want to bring in Miss Kathy Blaze Jefferson. Hi. There she is. There we are. All right.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going the wrong way here.
That's okay, because I was going in 5 different directions, as I told you off screen that, it's been a while since I've used StreamYard, so I'm getting used to it again. And as I'm watching it and it playing and doing new things with it, I'm like, okay, this is not working in my favor, but we're gonna make it.
Well, when I'm in the show on the studio of Desertwood Days, I have a crew there to do that for me, so I don't have to worry about being all lined up and everything.
It must be nice. I'm working it. Okay.
Well, you know what? It's not so bad to be able to have to do it yourself sometime.
Yeah, and that's it. And I am definitely learning how to do this myself. And that's okay, because at the end of the day, we're gonna need to figure it out, because we're not gonna have somebody with us all the time.
That is true. That is true. In this industry, we're out and about. We're doing so many things. And a lot of times we're out here alone. So we have to use this technology and learn how to do it well.
Exactly. We become Jane of all trades.
Right. Well, thank you for having me here today with you.
Absolutely. Any day to have you come back, I'm all about it.
Oh, thank you.
I am all about it, because we always have great conversation. I mean, we talk all the time off air and all these things. I mean, you're my sister.
Yes.
That's what we do. But we keep each other centered, and it's just one of those things that I'm grateful for, to have that type of friendship. And being for women, we're the worst some days. Okay.
Yes, that is true. That is true.
I just gonna be honest.
Sometimes it'd be like that. You don't want to get up, put makeup on, do your hair. I mean, just want to lay there. But when you have sisters there to just help pull you up, I mean, that's the best thing in the world. That is the
I tell
best
you.
thing in the world.
And it is priceless, especially at our age.
Yes, yes.
You know,
Well, you know
well,
what? I want to say also to you, Diana, thank you for all that you do in our community. I mean, you are in a few different industries, the healthcare industry, you're out in the skincare industry, you're in the film industry. So you're touching a few different industries like I am myself. So I want to say thank you because you know what? You're doing a job to keep us all healthy. Okay, got to keep this look, got to keep the skin glowing. Okay, you know what I mean by that. Okay.
oh man, yes. And I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I do, like you got your hands in a lot of things, and you just want to make sure you're doing the right thing by it, and you're presenting your authentic self as you are
Right.
navigating all these entities. Because we, as much as we would like to say we want to not put on a mask wherever we go, we have to. It's just the
That is
nature.
true. That is
It's
true.
the nature of what we do and what we have to do. We can't. I mean, it's not saying that we're not being authentic. It's just saying that there's a time and a place for certain parts of who we are.
That is true. And let me also add too that when I say you have your hands in a lot of things, it's all aligned with each other. It's not like you're just all willy-nilly all over the place. Everything that you do supports the next thing. So all of those different entities in those industries, they work together with each other for the better for each other. They help each other in some way. And they help you as well as an entrepreneur, as a woman, as a mother, a sister. All those entities help you also with supporting the people that you support as well.
Well, thank you, because I try to make it make sense.
Hmm. But a lot of times we don't because you know what? Sometimes we just want to be doing something,
Yeah.
or we're bringing in other sources of other advice, and it's usually what someone else wants done, and it's not a part of our vision, what we're seeing. But sometimes I call it our resting place when we
Hmm.
really don't want to think about it or
Hmm.
stress over it. So we give up ourselves during that resting place and we'll take in all the other advice that others may be offering us and jump off of what our vision is. So I see this at a time when we're resting and we look,
Hmm.
we don't lost our mind a little bit.
Yeah, we do. We do.
So we tend to, that's how we get associated with things that may not be aligned with what our vision is for our life at the moment, what we see for our big plan, our things that we have planned to do for the year. Because sometimes, I mean, we need that resting place,
Yeah.
and we'll tend to get involved in things that really doesn't fit according to what we're supposed to be doing at the moment.
You know what? You're right. And I find that I'm constantly trying not to add things that don't make sense into that resting place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we're quick to do it. It's one of
Yeah.
those things that I don't know if it's just being a woman, being a Black woman, just being the person that we are, whatever our zodiac, whatever. It's like
Mm-hmm.
once there is that time where we should be resting and it's supposed to be our idle time.
Right.
Why
It's
is it
easy.
that
It's
we?
easy for people to swindle into that time. I mean, because, and I know, and one of my other girlfriends, she had to tell me, see, that's where you need those different girlfriends that'll tell
Mhm.
you the truth. You know what? You need to learn to say no sometime.
Yeah.
Okay, and sometimes we won't say no because we want to, I don't know what it is we're doing, but we sometimes we won't say no. We want to be that helpful person. We think it's part of our leadership abilities. We need to assist and help and whatever. But sometimes a good no is a good no.
You're right. And a no without an explanation, because we are so good at saying no, I can't because of X, Y, and Z. And
Hmm.
just No is no. No, I can't.
No,
I don't need to give you an explanation. I no.
that's true. You don't have, and that's the stressful part. Trying to find out an explanation as to why am I saying no? Why does that have to be stressful to say no?
No. It shouldn't be. It should be just, okay, do I want to do it?
That two-letter word, no.
It causes a great deal of stress and anxiety into a human being.
Look, we go right now the whole essay as to why we cannot do it.
Right. So why can't I say no? Because they need me. They asked me for help and they must need something because they were asking me. So I can't say no. It's like, but can you do it? Is it within the scope right now of what you're doing? Does it fit what you're doing? Does it make sense for you to stop what you're doing to go help somebody else do this? And if the answer to all of those or most of those is no, then your answer should be no.
It should be no. I'm going to go further and use Taraji P. Henson's words. The math ain't mathing right.
The math
ain't mathing.
Ain't that the truth? The math ain't mathing.
Yes.
That's true. The math ain't mathing. It's like that don't make sense, sir.
No.
So yeah. Yep, that's true. Because sometimes that it don't math up. It's like
no, it sure doesn't. It sure
no.
doesn't.
But we do need to start saying no, especially for women like us who are doing so much and have our hands into so much. And it's not just us as family and friends. We have our outside things that we're doing as well.
Right.
So it's just like we're just pulled in so many places, and then trying to find, just talking about us and our friend group, trying to just find time for us to just power down.
Right.
Is the hardest thing.
It is. It really is. And you know what? We were speaking about women at our age range. We're going through a lot of different things in our life, whether it's being, in my situation, being a caretaker to my mom, my elder mom. That's time that I have to schedule in the things that I have to do for her and make sure her needs are met. That's a whole big old thing in itself. So, and you know what? We're all going through it. And if you're not, you will at some point. So that isn't something we all need to think about. Then we have to start worrying about our own health issues. Our bodies are changing in so many different ways. Okay. One of our sister friends is having problems right now.
Right.
And that is something that's put a stop on some of the things she wants to be doing right now.
Exactly.
You have to worry about scheduling and appointments and things. So we're at a stage where we're going through a lot of things that we have to really time management. And that is the biggest important thing in our life right now.
Oh, time management. Oh. Is there such a thing as time management, effective time management? Because I think even if they gave us more time in a day, it still wouldn't be enough time in a day.
Oh, you're right about that. It wouldn't be, because you know what? We'd find something else to put into it. And that's all that other extra things. I had you guys laughing the other day about my neighbor coming over, and I had to do a quick impromptu, put a gift together, find a gift for her. That was something that was planned and I had expected to do, but you know that I can't say no. She brought me something, so I'm going to have to give her something now too. So that took up time out of my day.
Unexpected, right?
Right. But that may seem like one thing, but if you get 5 or 6 of those thrown into your day, then time management. Did you really manage the time?
Exactly. And that's would it have been beneficial to throw in that no?
Yeah, just accept her gift and say thank you and let her go about her business.
Right.
Because it wasn't like we had planned to exchange gifts.
Nope.
But for some reason I felt the need to give her something. So that was on me, not on her. Did I lose you, Diana?
I done left you all by yourself. I am so
Yes.
it just totally kicked me out, and I do
Yes, look,
apologize.
just kicked you out your own show. What's up with
It
that?
did. It did, but it was still recording what you were saying. So you just
Okay.
kept going, and I'll take it. I'll take it.
Oh.
But yeah, you're right. From what you were saying is that, we need to just take it as it is, like take it an a compliment.
Yes, that is true. And that's what we need to learn to do. And that I one of my mentors told me that years growing up young when I first started working in a corporate industry, sometimes you just have to say thank you and leave
Mm-hmm.
it at that. We try to make up this whole story and create our own story behind it. Just say thank you. If someone says your hair is beautiful, just say thank you and move on. That's all that needs to be done.
Yes,
But
and I'm learning that in my now years to just let it be. It just and it's one of those things that's personal to me because I was never that person. It was
mm,
never me that they were saying, "Oh, you're so pretty, your hair looks so
uh,
nice," or so anything like that. So now it's really odd for someone to come to me and say, "Oh my God, your hair looks so beautiful, and you're so pretty." I just stop and like, hmm,
but you know
okay,
what? But you know what? That's a good thing. This is your time to accept it. I mean, you know
right,
what? Because if it's something that you weren't used to, it didn't happen to you. I mean, this is the time of your glory to accept that praise, accept those accolades. I mean, your hair is beautiful, okay? And you know what? We're in a different stage in our life. Okay,
mm,
when you were younger, kids didn't see things like that, or young women. I mean, you got competition. I mean, now that you're with a mature woman, and another mature woman can say, "Oh, girl, your skin is beautiful." Yes,
right,
accept that, but we don't have to write a story.
right. We don't
or
have
we
to
don't or we don't have to look like she just told us we got a bird sitting on our head. We don't have to look strange. That's
right,
a difference.
right.
Mm.
And that's exactly it, right? And that's one of the things that, excuse me, my stuff is falling apart. I don't want to unplug and lose you again that way.
Oh,
But that's one of the things that, okay, guys, if you guys have not realized out in, the world, this is an authentic show. We gonna be real. Okay.
right.
You- Stuff's gonna happen. I'm just gonna say
That's the truth.
that.
That's the truth.
And for anyone who has listened and watch any of my episodes, shit happens sometimes.
It
Especially
sure does.
when I am host, engineer, and sound check video.
Just doing all roles. Huh?
This is
Look,
it.
she's the whole crew. Get it? She's the whole crew.
I am a whole crew. Okay, I'm DC,
I
producer,
love
director. You
it.
know it. That's me.
But you know what? You're keeping it going, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters, right? I just keep it. The show must go on. Damn it, the show must
Yeah.
go on. But yeah, so that's just like we realize that as we are older and um actively aging. I don't like to say like it's anti-aging. I'm all for
No.
aging. I'm all
Oh no,
for
we love where we are in life. This is the best time of our lives that we're
absolutely.
out here living our lives. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing in this time of our life. We're
Mm-hmm.
not letting anyone stop us, hold us back. Okay, and you know what? You're at that place where you have other individuals at other um, age groups watching what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they'll be here at one point. Okay, So
Absolutely.
they need to see how to get there and what you're doing once you got there. And that's what you're
Exactly.
showing them. Yes.
Yeah. And we both are, it's, and that's why I am so blessed to have you in my sisterhood, because I mean, I've seen you before we became like tight knit. And I was like, I just want to know her.
Oh.
I'm like, I do. I just want to know her because I would see your pictures, and you were friends with with Sandy beforehand, and so and she would always say, "You have to meet Kathy. You have to meet Kathy." I was like,
Oh.
"Okay." And then I was like, "Well, you have to introduce me to Kathy. You got to let me meet Kathy."
And you know what's so funny about that is that we were taking an acting class, and the acting coach used to say that same thing to me, that I need to meet Diana. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, look, you gotta meet the other black girl.
Right.
But he didn't mean it that way. He just
No.
meant that she was such a wonderful woman, and he felt that we should meet. And we met, and it was history.
That's it. It went from there, and I am so blessed that we had that opportunity, and we have grown to where we are today, and we are going to
Yeah.
continue to grow. It's like we said, this sisterhood does not end here. We will be
Oh
walking
no,
on
you
the
can
red
move.
carpet
You can
together.
move across the world, and you're not getting rid of me. I
Hell
can move
no.
across the world, and you know what I love is that some women get intimidated by other strong women. And I'm
Mm,
so glad that we weren't those women and we came together. I'm not looking out at you going, oh, what she thinks she's doing, or she's this and that, or no. No, we didn't do that.
no.
We wanted to know each other. We wanted to learn from each other. And we
Yeah.
have learned from each other. So I am so glad we came into each other's lives.
Absolutely. I mean, we call on each other. It's like, listen, I got this role. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Is it right? Is it wrong? And I just love the authenticity that we bring to our conversations, because honestly, being the women that we are, of the certain age that we are, we don't sugarcoat anything. It's like we don't have
Mm-mm,
time for that. It's
mm-mm.
this is what it is. This is what you should be doing. All right.
Right,
Get rid of that and do this. All right. And that's what I love about us.
right.
We
And do
we
know it's not all about industry stuff. I mean, we deal
no,
with a lot of personal stuff on different levels. So it's it's not based just on
the
acting
industry.
or whatever we're doing in the industry.
Hmm.
And you
And
need
that
people around you that's full circle that you can count on in those other areas as well.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's also what I appreciate about the strength of all of us. Like we are a powerful unit,
Right,
you know?
right.
And we have our separate things that we're going through. I mean, as we talked about, our other sisters got this going on. We got one sister, the youngest of the group, that moved away and
Yeah,
doing her thing, and
yeah.
trying to establish herself as an adult now, which is it's
Mhm.
really cool to watch,
It is. It's cool to watch her because we learn from her as well. I mean,
Exactly.
what she's going through in her life. I mean, because when we went through it at that stage, it was totally different for us. So she's a new generation that's going through things that we couldn't even imagine.
Hmm.
I mean, what we went through at her time and at her age, it was so totally different. So
Exactly.
I just love hearing from her and see what she's doing and how she's accomplishing and taking on these challenges in life also.
Yes, and it's great. And then our woes. I think I had a show talking about menopause, because
Oh,
I'm
yes.
sorry, that's been my angst for the past few months. Okay, me and this menopause is okay. She need to figure herself out and just
Mm.
be about her business. Okay.
Yeah, that's a whole look, that's a whole story in its own self right there. I mean, you
Oh
can
my
talk about that all
God.
night long.
The sweats.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, oh my gosh, just give me my body back, right?
You know
Um,
the weird part about it is that even I've always been hot. Even in
mm,
my 20s and my 30s, I was always having those symptoms for some reason. I was always hot, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't notice any difference in them. And
Mm-hmm.
being when I get hot, I used to call myself a hot mama. When I get hot, I just get hot,
Oh
and it's
no.
always been that way.
Yeah, it is a total difference when you have, I call it the personal summers.
Mm,
Yeah, the personal
yeah,
summers hit, like, it hits differently than just being hot.
just
You're ready
different.
to just
Okay,
peel your skin off. It's like just stomp it.
wow.
Yes.
You know
So
what? I remember my mom going through it, and we thought it was the weirdest thing in the world. She'd be sitting there with just a fan sitting in front of her, and I remember those days when she was going through it, but I've
mhm,
never experienced anything like that. Mine is
yeah.
always I've always felt hot, and there's times when I get really hot, and I say, well, that's what keeps my skin moist too. I mean, I'm just always shiny, and
You just well hydrated, girl. That's
yes,
all.
I am.
You just well hydrated. Well, you are definitely busy. Okay. So we're not even going to talk about my level of busy because I think we are both running neck and neck
Oh,
in busyness right now. But
yeah.
you have Desert Wood Days, and I think with the last time when you were first on the show, you were just developing Desert Wood Days. That's
Yes,
how
and we're
long
now
ago.
we just finished our third season.
Yeah.
Yeah, so excited, so excited. We've interviewed and met so many amazing people here in Arizona. I mean, there's so much talent here that goes on under. I like to say go under the radar because you know what? A lot of people don't have a platform, or they don't know
Mhm.
how to get to where they are or get to a platform. So we've had the opportunity to meet so many different from filmmakers, actors, musicians, singers, songwriters, anyone that's touched the entertainment industry locally, or individuals that have moved here to Arizona that are entertainers as well. I mean, we've
Mhm.
had some Africana entertainers, Jamaican. We've had someone from all over the place. Um, Authors. We've had some amazing authors, some stories that you just, I mean, just amazing. Um, One of the gentlemen that was one that I remember the most was speaking about his upbringing as a Jewish son, and he tells the
Mhm.
story about everything that they went through. I mean, we've just touched so many people here locally, so that has been such a pleasure to be a part of that platform.
And as a guest, it is definitely a pleasure to be a part of that platform. And you know, you doing that made me think a lot about what it is that I'm doing with the podcast because
Mm,
I am branching out. As you know, we're on WUBI radio and going
yes,
live.
congratulations.
Thank you. I am so excited about that. So the plan is to, take that one step further. So with you, I did get the idea. I was like, you know what? Kathy is really on to this piece on really amplifying the talent in this city, right? So we actually there's this what is called the Splinter Collective here in Tucson,
Hmm.
and it's based with helping the LGBTQIA transgender community and all those individuals who really just need help and have been ostracized for whether they're a belly dancer, an artist, whatever. So many
Uh-huh.
people have been displaced due to their choice of what they want to do in life, right? Um, so I actually was able to meet a few people from the collective, and
Okay.
so I'm going to have a couple of them on the show, and I share that with you. I said because that can also be something that, hey, let's broaden it out and even get you further out. I mean, I have
Right, right. That's
you know,
wonderful. That's wonderful. And that's what you and I do with this. It's not
mhm,
just about us sitting in front of a camera talking. It's
right,
about us sharing other individuals that are doing things out here in our community. And I like to say doing positive things,
Yes.
because there's a lot of people doing things, but we're talking about these people that are actually doing positive things out here in our community that's going to affect another human being. So
Yes.
those are the people that we reach for, and we want to bring in front of our platforms, because they're making they're making an example, setting an example out there in our community, and they're putting
Absolutely.
a dent out there. I mean, you just spoke about this group of individuals that's doing so much, but they're not probably being showcased the way they should be.
No, no. I mean, and that's that, and that was why I decided. I was like, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. The young man just had a transition surgery, had an affirmation surgery, and he did
Mm.
a whole music video based off it,
Oh,
a song and everything. And
oh.
I said, I just need you to come on on the platform and say
Mm-hmm.
and talk about you, talk about your experience, and because it's not just if you're going through it. I always say there's someone out there that also needs to hear your story, and that might
That's
be going through
true.
the same thing. And the
That's
collective help
true.
raise the money for surgery.
Oh, that is awesome.
So you see, it's the
So,
things
and
like
then
this,
he can come on to Desert with Days and
and
talk
then he
about
can.
the music, and yes, and what he's passionate about. I mean, because you know what, we speak about this young man, and it's about what he's going through in his personal life, but
Hmm.
there's more to him. Is he evidently he loves music, or he
Right.
would. So that's where Desert with Days will come in to showcase
Hmm.
that part of his passion. I love
Right.
it. I love it.
Yes. And so and so that's one of that's why I'm like, I know we're like brainstorming on, on radio and things like that, but this is just what we do, because it's not something like, oh, I'm going to do this because I want to, and I'm going to hold it to myself and not share it. No,
Right,
this is
right.
this is what our community is about. You know,
That is true.
I learn about something and it's a great thing, I'm going to share it. And
Right,
then,
right,
if you take it further than where I've taken it, so be it.
right. What justice would you be doing him by not sharing it?
Right. Right.
It's not, look,
Right.
it's not personal.
Exactly. It's not personal. And it really isn't. So and that's I say that here on air because that's something that I think is missing, especially in the Black and Brown community. We're so
Yeah,
close knit that if we find something, we're hold on to it. It's like, no, I don't want to share it because if I share it with this one, they're gonna take it and they may do 10 times better than I did with it. And so I'm gonna keep it to myself. How is that helping anybody?
right. And what makes, when I get into my hands, diminish what you do?
That part.
Right.
Hmm.
How can I put a number to say, oh, I'm going to do it 10 times better than Diana? What? It doesn't work that way.
No,
All
no,
of this is going to help this community, help his cause, or help who's ever cause and what they're
hmm,
doing. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about me doing it better than you.
no,
Okay, it's not at all. Not no me having a different set, me having different music. None of that matters.
no, no. And and I say that because I hear so many of other people that I've met in the industry who
Hmm.
are like, oh, I don't talk to this one because they did this and they did that. I was like, but you guys were friends. I mean, what
Right.
happened? What took place that now you don't want this? And I said, I don't want to be a part of that.
Right.
As
Right.
soon as I was like, my ears get closed up. I
Yeah.
don't want to know because it's just so people already have us against one another.
Mm-hmm.
There's no need for that continued, nitpicking and being against. If I see you and Kathy, I'm going to look at, babe, what's going on today? What's happening? What's going on with you?
Mm-hmm.
You
And I know
know,
you that way. You just look, you straight to the point and positive. Like, I don't want to hear that negative stuff. Like, we're moving on. What can we do to fix it? And let's go.
let's go. We're not doing that. Let's straighten up that crown. Let's whatever you
Right.
got to do.
That's one of the things I love about you. You ain't wanting to hear all that negativity. You know what? If it ain't something you can't fix it, why sit there dwelling on it? Move on.
Move
Let it
on.
go. Drop it in the toilet. You
Yep.
can't fix it. Why cry over it?
Yep. Because that's the first thing I'm gonna ask you. Is there something you can do about it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell me no, okay, so why are we talking about it? What are we gonna
Right.
do?
Right. Move on.
Let's move on.
Move on.
And
And
that.
I think too that's the problem. Some people don't know how to move on. They put
Mm,
all their chips in that bucket and they don't know how to move on.
you're right.
That's the
They don't.
thing. Yeah.
They don't. They are so. I think it's like their fuel.
Mm-hmm.
It's their
Yeah.
fuel. It's like if they don't have chaos, then they are not existing.
That's what it is. That is exactly what it is.
And okay, I can do without chaos in my life. I just really can't.
You know what? When you get to this point and you have so much going on in your life, you know that.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
that
just like
chaos isn't your friend.
no, no, and you know what? And it doesn't do any good, but age you faster. And I'm sorry.
We're not going there, huh? Not at all.
No, no. I am not messing up these genetics that my family gave me.
No.
Worrying about something I can't do anything about. So we're not doing that. No, no. So yeah, so you've been in quite a few productions. Yay. I was blessed.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. I've done a few plays and I've been excited about them. It was fun. You know, sometimes you're so engulfed in serious stuff. It's nice to
Mhm.
do something that's fun and airy and letting your hair down. So I've been excited about. I just did a holiday play and I played Mrs. Claus. So that was really funny because Mr. Claus is actually a comedian in his real work. So just him saying silly stuff all the time, it was just so much fun. But I think I told you and my other sisters that I'm taking on a challenge for 2024. I'm doing a musical. I'm a part of a musical. So I'm excited about that because I've always wanted to do one, but I will say I don't sing.
You are
But you
I cannot wait for that. I know you told us about that. I was like, she's gonna be singing. We're gonna do a musical. I'm excited.
yeah.
I'm excited.
And you know what, just hearing hearing those ladies sing their voices, I mean, it's just amazing. You know what, I'm, I like musicals, I mean, but just being a part of one is so different. I
Mhm.
mean, you got to do the choreography, I mean, and putting it together with a well-known movie. The movie that we're doing it is from Ghost, the movie
Oh,
Ghost. Yes.
yay.
And putting the songs and the choreography all together with this movie is just so exciting. So I'm really loving it so far. So we'll
Oh,
see how it goes. You know, if I trip over something, I mean, I hit a high note or whatever. You guys don't blame it on me, okay? I told y'all I don't sing, but I'm going to try to sing.
that's okay. And I'm gonna be there in the audience. People like, yes, yes. I mean, like me getting up there, doing an open mic, being a comedian.
Yes. And you were fabulous. I enjoyed it.
Thank you. I'm going to be doing it again January 11th.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just those things that you're so great at stepping out of your comfort zone and growing. But
And
that's
that's what we do. You know, we don't want to stand still. You know what? We're at a time in our life that, you know what, when we're younger, we're running, 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 doing this, doing that. I mean, trying to figure out life. Now we can do the things we want to do.
yes,
We know
yes,
what we want to do. I mean, if it's something new we want to challenge, do it. I mean, this past year, I did a lingerie spread. Okay.
and damn, was you gorgeous, girl? I was like,
So I'm like, stop letting people tell you who you are and what you can and cannot do.
mm, I'm telling
Okay.
you.
That is why I started my brand Blazing Curves years ago, is because, society has told us that forever, if you wear a size 8 and above, you're plus size and you shouldn't be the runway, you shouldn't be doing this. That's why I started Blazing Curves. And I always say it's not about fashion, it's about women loving themselves as they are. Okay. You may
Yeah.
be a 16 today, 2 months, you may go down, you may be a 14. Wherever you want to be, you love yourself. Don't stop today because someone called you fat or someone
Mhm.
say you shouldn't be doing this or you shouldn't be wearing this. It's not about them.
Thank you.
Love yourself as you are today so you can get to where you want to be. And
Yes.
that is my whole vision and mission around Blazing Curves, is for us to love ourselves as we are today.
You know what? And I appreciate that so much because, you know, we do focus on our bodies. We were made to
Mm-hmm.
focus on our bodies from birth, right? If you
Mm-hmm.
didn't look a certain way, if you have, a little extra poundage here and there, okay, you got to stop eating this, then you got to change your diet here, and you got to do this, and you got
Right.
to. I want to say in that respect, I was blessed enough not to actually be in that arena, not until I became this age where,
Mm.
unfortunately, with menopause and you put on a couple of your pounds and you
Right.
had a couple of
Right.
kids, but
Right.
I've always had, been around individuals, family, friends, and you know, they've always been comfortable with their bodies. So I
Mm-hmm.
never really had to experience that. So when I used to hear people say, "Oh my god, I can't wear that because I'm fat." I'm like, "Excuse me? Who said that?"
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "No." It's like if it comes in your size and you look good in it and you feel good in it, you work it.
That's the
Mhm.
thing. You said the key words. If it comes in your size, if it looks good on you, if you're comfortable in it, that's all that matters. It doesn't
Mhm.
matter what Kathy thinks or anybody else thinks about what you're wearing. Okay, it's all about how you feel in that outfit. I mean,
Yep.
we've seen so. I always take in. Think about that movie. You remember that old movie, How, Shallow Hal? I think that
Yes.
was the name of it, when
Mhm.
he saw the girl as being beautiful and she was really this big size girl, but he didn't see her. He saw her, the beauty in her. But
Yes.
society was like, ooh, you're with her? I'm like, so I always think of that movie when I think about that.
Mhm. And that's what I think I love the most about your lingerie spread, because it was just you being comfortable in your skin, and it's like, and you're drop dead gorgeous, so it just like
Thank
there you
you.
are, and it was just beautiful. And I said, see, this is what we need to see. This is
Mm-hmm.
what it's not about, oh, she's half dressed, no, she's
Mm-hmm.
celebrating who she
Mm-hmm.
is, and is
Mm-hmm.
you're
And
unapologetically Kathy.
and it was tasteful. I didn't show
And it
nothing.
was
I had my legs
very,
gapped and I didn't do anything that I shouldn't be, that I would be ashamed to post, because I
that
have
part.
family, friends, corporate, ministry people online. I mean, I wasn't ashamed to share any of them online because of any of those people being online.
Mhm.
Okay,
And
because I felt that it was tasteful. But
and I'm
we
glad
try
you
to
said that.
shame people. Yes, we want to shame people to think, oh, you're too big to be posting. Girl, go sit down. Look,
Mhm.
I'm way past that.
Yeah, but you talking to the wrong one right now. Just go ahead,
Right.
sit down somewhere, you know.
Mm-mm. I tell
Because
them they picked the right one this time.
there you go. There you go. Because I think it's so great for um women who are in the black and brown community to also see you yourself being celebrated for who you are,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't do that enough. I mean,
Right, right. You know what? We can talk the talk, but we still have to walk the walk also. We can sit out here and tell you, hey, you do this and mentor people, but if we're not walking that walk ourselves, how can I tell you to be confident in yourself if I'm not
right,
doing it myself and showcasing it?
exactly, exactly. No, And I totally agree. And I think that was the other beauty of it all. You know, you were walking the walk. It's like, no, this is what Blazing Curves is about. It's about celebrating who you are, the way
Right,
you are, and seeing
right.
you the way you are, and who who you are, and the way you are is absolutely stunning.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, and it just exudes out there. Every one of your pictures, I'm like, oh my God, look at her, she's so beautiful. That's my sister. You know, um, I know I feel like I'm a stalker sometimes because I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing, that's stunning. Um,
You know what? We all do that. You know what? We go and we celebrate each other is what we do.
we
We
do,
celebrate
we do.
each other. Yes.
And I
Yeah.
love it because it's authentic. It's not any one of us blowing smoke at either one of us. It's
Not
one of
at
those
all.
things that we know, because I mean, Sandy's good for it. She's quick to say, sister, where were you going with that outfit?
I love when she said it like
You're like, oh, that wasn't working. She's like, no. Okay, thanks.
Where was I going? Let me think about that one.
I was like, okay, I guess gotta rethink that. Okay. She's like, yeah, I don't like that look. So let's not put that out there. I'm like, okay.
Right.
But you need those people in your corner, because
You do.
I used to
You
see
do.
people outside, and I feel so bad for them. I'm just like, they don't have friends.
Right. And
For
some
someone,
don't. As you know what, some friends aren't really friends.
no.
Uh, they, they'll let you walk out looking like that or acting a certain way or doing certain things. Um,
Yes. I and
yeah.
I and I just I feel bad for individuals like that, and I'm like, because some things aren't flattering. Like I said, if it's not your size, don't put it on.
Right, right.
It's
But
just,
you know, nowadays they make everything in every size. But just because it's in your size, don't mean that it needs to be worn. I done
if
put
it's
on some things that I done bought online, and when I got it home, I'm like, what in the world was I thinking?
right.
And it had nothing to do with size. It had to do with the item that I purchased.
Right, right. And you know, hey, and sometimes it's like, okay, I gotta go a size up because they cut
Right.
that a
That's
little bit
true.
too
And
small.
that's the thing. And I told my doctor, sometimes people get stuck on numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't get stuck on numbers. I get stuck on how I look and how my body feels. So if it's meant for me to be a size 16, that's my number. If my
Mm-hmm.
my body, if my blood pressure is good, if my blood sugars are good, if I'm healthy, and I look good in a 16, that's my number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not
No,
worried about, oh, I'm trying to get down to a size 10. A
no.
10 may not be my number. You know what? I started this off, I was always thin. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't start putting on weight till after I had babies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when my body changed. I mean, I don't have this thrill that I have to be wearing a size 8 or 10. It's wherever I feel my best. I've never been one stuck on a number. And
And
I think that's a societal thing that's gotten us all stuck on, you should be a size 4. Your body may never be a size 4.
exactly. You know, and I'm glad you said that your body would never be a size 4. I have never seen a size 4 a day of my life. Okay. I
Like, what
think,
does it look like?
what does it look like? How does it, I couldn't even get it past a thigh, you
Right.
know. But talking about sizes and the numbers, like Dan and I went out on our anniversary. The dress I wore was a size 16.
Okay.
Okay. But on the same note, I can put on another dress that's a size 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad you say that we get fixated
Mm-hmm.
on a number. The
Mm-hmm.
number don't mean a thing,
It don't
because
mean a thing.
how can
No.
I be in the same house, same day, try on two different dresses, one be a 16 and one be a
And
10?
one be a 10, right? That's what we do. We get fixated on numbers, is what we do. You can be at your healthiest place in your life. wearing a size 16,
Mm-hmm.
and you're still not happy.
Yep.
Still
And
not
you,
happy because you're still trying to get down to an 8.
exactly. Exactly. And I'm telling y'all, if y'all see me walking around here in a size 8,
Something wrong.
something really wrong. Y'all gonna be pulling me aside saying, "Are you all right? What's going on with your health? Are you feeling? Is there
Right,
a thyroid problem?"
right, right. You know what? So focus on health is what we should be doing.
Focus on health. Absolutely, absolutely, and that is the biggest thing, because if you are not walking around here with a heart disease and you don't have high blood pressure, you have functioning kidneys, functioning lungs, and you're doing great. Your cholesterol is great, and you are 300 pounds. You work it,
Right, that is true. That is true.
because that might be where you're the healthiest at, right? And who's to say that by you losing all that weight, you don't get sick?
That's true. That
Because
is
I've
true.
seen that too.
Yeah, that is true.
Mhm.
And then
So,
they have to deal then that's dealing with the mental issues also of the body changing. So there's a
mhm,
lot that goes along with that. It's just not like losing. You hear people talking about I lost 150 pounds and whatever amount of time, and then they have all this loose skin and they don't know what to do, and then they have to go through all these surgeries and everything, trying to make their body look the way they put in their head that they should be
mhm.
looking, and they're
Yep,
not looking like that. And
yep,
we've seen so many people go through that
yes, yep,
because
and
it's not a quick fix. And
no,
some individuals think this is a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. This is an
no,
everyday life thing with all of us.
exactly, with all of us, all of
Right.
us, So with all these health, I know you say you're taking care of your mom and you got Britt. How are things going with raising Britt?
Raising Britt, you know what? It's been, you know how it is. Raising Britt is my nonprofit that I started for mothers with special needs children. And you know what, with any nonprofit, I mean, it takes time, work, and effort to put in it. But it really was a good experience over the holidays with Raising Britt because we were able to give to a couple of parents, families, and to also help a family that was going through a crisis with their child. So that is what Raising Britt is about, is being a support system to these mothers. Because you know they're having to deal with the systems. That sometimes being a mother with a special needs child, you're you're the sole supporter of that child, the sole caregiver. And you know, we were talking about time management earlier. Sometimes there's no time for anything else because you're having to watch over this child or an adult child. There's
Mm-hmm.
individuals that are our ages or older that are taking care of older children, older adult children. So
Mm-hmm.
that time management may be thrown out the window. So Raising Brit is an organization to be a support system for those families that have children with special needs, to help maneuver through the red tape and um, to help with any needs that they may have. One example was a mom that needed to find a doctor that cared for this special disease that she
Mm-hmm.
just found out about. So, I mean, that is what Raising Bread is about. So, I mean, just seeing the kids this weekend and them smiling after they got their gift, that was such a joy for me with Raising Bread. So you can find us on raisingbritt.org if you're interested in being a support, a volunteer, or learning more about what we do in the community with Raising Bread.
That, you know what, and that's awesome. And I saw the videos and I was like, why didn't she tell me about this? I was kind of hurt.
Oh,
Because I
well,
was like,
actually, with
you
the
could have been
videos
there.
we had coordinated, we also collaborated with another organization that I volunteer for also,
Mhm.
that works with domestic violence. So, I mean, it's not aligned with my nonprofit, but it's still helping families with children. and is one of my besties organizations. So I've been helping her. This was their 7th annual holiday event, so I volunteer every year. So
Oh,
I'll let you know next time.
yes, please do, because I thought that I was like, 'cause we were home. I was like, we weren't
Oh,
doing anything. It was,
oh,
because
yeah,
again,
you would have loved it. You would have loved
yeah.
it.
So
Yeah.
definitely keep us in mind next time, for things like that, because I just being a part of things like that is really helpful, and for me, and it's something that I always want to do, because for anybody that's out there, when you speak about domestic violence and raising kids with special needs, when I was younger, I don't have special needs children, but I worked for the Center for Disabled
Mm.
um, in my earlier healthcare years.
Uh-huh.
And that was like, we did the telethons with Jerry Lewis and
Yeah.
all of that back then. Wow, that was a while ago.
Yes, it was. But you know what? Those were growing up. That's what we saw.
Right, that's what we saw,
Hmm.
right? And
Hmm.
being a survivor of domestic violence too, we relied on the shelters and things like that, especially during the holidays for us as we were navigating things. So I always love to give back when it comes to things like that. So definitely keep us in mind, and
I
we can
most definitely
show
will.
up.
And I would like to say also, I mentioned this to a friend of mine this weekend. I said, you know what? A mother with a special needs child, someone dealing with DV, there's no face to that person. Don't think
Mm-mm.
you know who that person is. Don't think you
No.
know what happened in that person's life, because there are so many different faces to those individuals that fit into those different scenarios. And we think we
Mm-hmm.
know what a mother with a special needs child looks like. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
That can be you, your sister, your aunt, your friend, your
Mm-hmm.
pastor. I mean, that could be anyone. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the same thing with domestic violence. You may think,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's some that it could be someone, a wealthy person. It could be anyone. So
Anyone.
don't think you know who that person is.
Right. And I think that you saying that is important, because we are always somebody, we are humans, right? And by
Mm-hmm.
nature, we take things at face value and we judge people as soon
Mm-hmm.
as we see them. We got
Yes.
instant judgment. And I know for me personally, I've tried not to do that, because I you don't never know, like you said, what that person is going through, what they've been through,
Right.
what they're dealing with at that moment.
Right.
I always say, a kind word goes a long way, because you
It
don't know
sure
what's going
does.
on in that person's mind at the time, and you could have been that catalyst if you came and said, "Oh my God, your hair is beautiful today." Right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that person was having the worst day and was contemplating suicide, you may have been that person to say, make them think twice, or just think
Right.
something, do something else, right?
You may have
So
been a lifesaver there.
you may have been a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why one of the things that I do, I mean, we do it with each other, good morning, beautiful sister, good morning,
Mm-hmm.
gorgeous, kind
Yeah.
of thing. But it it's something that I take on the outside too. Like, there
Mm.
was, well, we were upstate New York, and this young lady was at the farmers market. She was the cashier at the farmers market, and I just walked. She's like, I could take you, and I'm like, okay, great. And I said, don't you have a beautiful smile? Good morning, beautiful. And
Oh,
she just looked at me, and she had the biggest smile. And she's like, thank you. I was like, you're absolutely wrong. I said, your smile is gorgeous. And she's like, you're the nicest customer I've had since I started here.
oh,
She's like, no. I was like, well, shame on them.
isn't that something? Isn't I
Right.
had a lady tell me that at Walmart one day. She's like,
Yeah.
you're the sweetest person that's walked into my line all day long. And that's sad that someone can sit there and serve us all day long and for us to treat them like they're nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
a hello or a goodbye or a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, whatever, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you want to say. I mean, why
whatever.
is that so much to say?
Exactly. Addressing the person by their name. They wear a name
Yeah,
tag for a reason.
they do. They do. Right.
And they look so shocked when when you say thank you, Susan. They're like, "How do you know my name?" I'm like, you have a name tag. Thank you. you
That's
know,
true.
you know,
Mm-mm.
but it's those things that speaks volumes about that you as a person,
It
and then
does.
how that other person sees you. And again, you could have been that bright shining moment for that person.
That is
Whatever,
true.
and it doesn't mean they have to be old or young or whatever. Um,
Right.
it is what it is. And it's funny because my dad, when he was here with living with us, he's still alive, guys. I said like he was dead. He's not dead. He's still here. Like when he was here, um, he would compliment the cashier, but my dad, I think he goes a little too far sometimes, and
uh,
so I think the woman thought he was coming on to her, and I was like, no, he was just complimenting you, making you feel better. Let's not get excited. He's not gonna stand
right.
outside and like wait for you or anything like that. I'm taking him a moment. So you get those weirdos that I was like, how can you?
Right.
I was like, he was not doing that. Oh my god, you'll be fine. Um,
Mm-mm. Poor
you
woman thought the man was coming on to her.
He did. I was like, "No, honey, you're not that great." I'm saying to myself, but it's like you didn't have to say it. Now you making me get ugly because you're trying to be ugly towards my dad. So,
Right.
um, no, but and that's just what it is great. And that's the other piece that I love about what you do with everything you do. Like you said,
Thank you.
everything that I do goes together. Same for you. Everything that you do goes together.
Thank you.
It
Well, I'd
just
like to also tell you that I have a new thing that's happened with me for 2024.
all
I,
right.
I, I believe you know that I was on the Disability Commission for Disability Concerns for the City of Tempe.
Yes.
And I'm also on the board for area for aging. Okay. But I got voted in as the chairwoman of disability concerns for City of Tempe. So 2024, I will be the chairwoman for that org for the disability concerns.
Yay!
So I'm looking forward to that. They would
That
normally
is
say chairman,
fantastic.
but I choose to say chairwoman.
Madam Chairwoman, that's right. Madam
Yeah, so
Chairwoman.
yeah, so I'm
That is,
excited about that.
I'm excited for you. And definitely, if there's anything that I can do, if whatever, you know where to find us and
Yes,
find
yes.
me, and because
And that's my goal is to continue to be an advocate for families with disabilities, parents with disabilities, and as far as being a advocate in our city also. So that is a part of my 2024 vision as well, is being a more of a bigger advocate in the city.
that's wonderful. I mean, and you're already a force to be reckoned with. Now you're just adding to that. And I love it because again, you're taking everything that you are and you are elevating it and using it for, I want to say, using it for good, right?
Well, you know what, in order to know where how everything disseminates and comes down to us, we need to know what goes on in our government and in our
Hmm.
cities. And since my nonprofit is City of Tempe, that's where I reside. So I want to know where everything, the chain of command, where things are happening, and how does it affect our families with disabilities or children with special needs. I want to make sure I'm on the pulse of that at all times so that I can help our families. If I can't tell them what's going on or how things are going to, how they're going to get their support, I mean, what good am I?
No.
So I need to be in the midst of what's going on there or learning as much as I can from that organization.
That's awesome because you also, it's not just you working with the city of Tempe. You are also collaborating with other adjoining cities too. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I
Yes.
think you'll probably even talk with the city. What's it? I always get her all jammed up of what her role is. Is she Councilwoman Ellis?
Isn't
Christine
she in
Ellis?
Chandler? Isn't she Chandler?
She's Chandler.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandler, you have Chandler, Phoenix, Metropolitan Phoenix. I mean, it would be coming together with all those entities to find out how our state is being ran. And when it comes to that, working with Developmental Disabilities Department, finding out how things are happening because they work with the government on getting all these fundings and things that are helping families. I mean, one thing people don't realize, a lot of parents with having a disability, a child with a disability is expensive in so many different ways. I
Yes.
mean, monetary or non-monetary. I mean, you may think, oh, this child has insurance, okay, but
Mm-mm.
when it comes to co-pays on, say, getting dental work, getting having eye surgery or whatever, depending on what their disability is, okay, this parent may be out of the pocket for over $1,000 just to have dental work because I'm going to use my child. I am a mother of a special needs child. She
Mm-hmm.
just had a procedure a couple of months ago. Out of pocket for her was over $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you don't have that $1,000, okay, I want to be an asset to be able to say, that parent, but that child needs that procedure.
Mm-hmm.
If I can be an asset to funding and helping that parent, that family come up with that $1,000, that's what I would like Raising Britt to be able to do.
Right.
If we can give them financial assistance in some way, because that's a big amount of money. Think about it, to have to come out of your pocket. And you
Mm-hmm.
have, let's that may not be your only child. You have 4 other kids that you got to support every day.
Yep.
Okay, you have bills, you have car payments, I mean, everything else that goes along with that. So that is what I want to be able to assist in that area.
And so when it comes to fundraising and things like that for Raising Brit, you do take donations, correct?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Right.
And I have to say, I want to say on WB, how do you pronounce it? I say,
Ubiquity Radio,
yes,
WUBI, Ubiquity Radio and TV. Yeah.
I'll let you say it. But going down on the mic is one of my sponsors for Raising Britt. And I'm very thankful for them to being one of our first sponsors for Raising Britt. Yes, we do take donations at raisingbrit.org.
Okay.
So yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. And so that I will post all that information so that everyone has it. Our WUBI counterparts are very savvy at pulling up all this information while we're
Yes.
talking. Yeah, I tried that and ended up cutting myself off. So there we are. There's that. I don't
Well,
want
you
to
know
touch
what, honey? You can't look. You can't be everybody's job, okay?
it. So you know what? I'm not going to touch it, but I will post it up there so that we have it for sponsorship and donation. And I like to always say that donation and sponsorship is only limited to you. We don't want you to break your household
Oh no.
in support, right? And that's
Right.
and that's one of the things that I wanted to say because it again we all support in different ways. We volunteer, we
Mm-hmm.
do monetary donations, whatever. So don't just think because it's if you say, hey, I don't have certain amount of money. guys, whatever you can donate, money, time, whatever, is always helpful when you have nonprofit organizations because, again, it's a nonprofit. They're running
Right.
on whatever it is that they can, you know, surface up. So definitely be a part of that. And I'm so grateful that, you know, WUBI, Ubiquity Radio, is a part of that. And you already know that you got me. So, um,
Yeah.
you know, so yeah, so that's one of the things. And also with, you know, Blazing Curves. I mean, you still are doing things with Blazing Curves. So that's still there too, because I know we share a lot of your information when you're posting on Facebook
Yes.
and things like
Yes.
that.
That's Desertwood Days. And you know what? We all work together. That's what we
We all work
do.
together.
Yes.
And that's what we need to do. And we're going to continue to do that. And it's just a beautiful thing. So you have that. You have Blazing Curves. You have Raising Britt. You are at the city of Tempe doing political things. Oh my God. I have a friend who's a politician, guys. Okay. She's my support. And she's a politician. Okay. So back up. She's an actress too. So don't touch her too much. Okay.
Yes. But like, what hat is she wearing today?
Right. Right. But you
She's
know
in a
what?
Kathy Blaze hat today.
And I love the hat. Okay, I'm
Thank
just saying
you.
that. I know I have a couple of hats, and you see my hats, and I'm like, I'm working it. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm growing. So you're still doing that, and you're still designing, not designing, excuse me, styling.
Yes.
For Blazing Curves, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, you're doing all the things, and like I said, I love you. You're
I love
amazing,
you too.
and
Thank
you,
you.
you we 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 need to have more of these conversations, right? We need to showcase us, not just us as women, but us as women of color who are supporting one another and doing what we need to do to highlight each other. Right? Because
Right.
I think when we lift up one, we lift up ourselves, and we stand together, and we can stand taller and stronger in that. Um, and when I say we are, um, I'd like to say we got the rainbow group of friends.
We do.
We do. We have the rainbow group of friends because I think I even did a whole series on this one, but I'm a firm believer that we should have friends from different age groups and different cultures.
Mm,
It keeps our lives enriched.
right.
And I'm just going to
And
say, for
you know what? We learn from each other.
we
I mean,
learn.
we're not stuck in one mindset. It's no different than learning and wanting to travel to different countries. It's no different.
No,
Okay, you travel to a different country, you're going to learn about the individuals that live there.
right.
Okay, so why wouldn't you want that in your life?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we
Exactly.
have, and that's what we have in our life with our friend, with our sisterhood.
With our sisterhood, that's exactly what we have. And
Yeah,
I think that's the value that it brings to what it is that we do in all the facets of our life. Even though we met through one industry, um,
mm-hmm.
we're able to take that and branch it out because we're all been in the corporate world for one thing or another before
Right.
we got into the creative part of our lives, right?
Mhm.
We
Right.
were the starch shirts and suits and the professional. And it's not saying that we're not that now. It's just now we've elevated.
Oh, that, you know what? That never leaves you. You
No,
know what? I tell people I always have you'll always have a corporate mindset. I mean, you done worked in the corporate world over 20 plus years. I mean, you can't help but to continue to have a corporate mindset. No matter
exactly.
how creative you are, that mindset is always there.
Yep. And it's that logic part of your brain, right? You got that creative
Mm-hmm.
part and that logical part. So
Right.
and we need that to keep us afloat. We need that to do all the things that we do in our lives and to grow in what we do. So with that, I think it's amazing that we're able to be there and show a face, have a face
Mm,
in it, right? Have a space in it and be our
right.
authentic selves while we're doing it, right?
Yeah,
Because
it's true. That is
that's the
true.
hard part, staying authentic when you're doing all these things.
You know what? And it is hard, but if you think about where you came from and you don't want to go back there, that forces you to try to remain authentic. That's if you get what I'm saying. I
Hmm.
um I was speaking with one of my mentors and we were talking about the boxes that we may have been in, the box of fear, the box of scarcity, the box of shame, whatever box you may have been in. And I told her that my box was always growing up was a box of fear. And I
Hmm.
know how that took up so much of my time, um, um, kept me from doing things that I should have been doing a long time ago. So I know that is a box that I never ever want to go to.
Hmm.
So I always tell people, when I wake up in the morning, I'm Kathy Blaze. When I go to bed and lay my head down, I'm Kathy Blaze. And so I try to make sure that I am being transparent and authentic at all times, especially for me more than for anyone else. So I don't want to have to go back to that box for any reason because it is a waste of it was a waste of my time.
Yes. And it goes that saying that goes back to that whole, what can you do about it? Are you going to sit there and worry about it? Are you going to continue to worry about somebody else and their perception of you?
Hmm.
You can't change their perception of you. It is what it is for them because that's them and you're not them.
Because you know what? You don't know what that person is going through or where they're at because you're sitting there concerned about what they're thinking about you. But what they're thinking about you is probably what they learned or where they've been placed in a box or what they think where you should be. Okay,
Hmm.
why are we going to live according to someone else's box?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's what we're doing when we allow that.
Hmm. And I think that's how we've come to the place we are today.
Mm,
As you said, you refuse to be in that box,
right,
right? And remain in that box. Same for me. I refuse to be in that category because I am
right,
more than that category that I've been placed in, right?
right,
Um,
right.
I think I don't know if we talked about it, but how we can be in a room full of people and based off of what they see you as, they don't they don't conversate with you. I don't know if you've
Mhm.
ever had that experience.
I
I know,
have, I have, I
I know.
have.
Okay,
Mhm.
so you know where I'm going with this, that you're in a room and no one to talk to you, but you get that one person that is
Mm,
familiar with somebody else, and that person comes to talk to you. So now
mhm,
all of a sudden, because that individual is talking to you, oh my gosh,
mhm,
that must be somebody of importance. That must be somebody I need to know.
mhm.
All of a sudden, people are flocking to you,
Right,
right?
right.
And it's
Mhm.
like, okay, like 30 minutes ago, none of you wanted to have a conversation with me.
Right. You know what? It's so funny that you bring this up. I told a woman that not too long ago. I said, when I first saw you, I thought you had a problem with me because you walked by me and didn't say hello, and you walked hugging everybody in the room, but didn't even give me a hello or didn't look my way. And you and I were the only two brown people in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But you walked past me hugging everybody in the room. But once you found out who I was and what I was a part of, now you want to be my friend.
No,
Okay. Yeah. Oh no, I now know. Okay, first off, I was taught you walk in the room, you say hello.
you speak.
You speak to people. I don't care if I know you or not. Uh,
Exactly.
and when it comes to me out and about around my people, when I walk out, they probably think I'm crazy. I can be at Walmart. Hi, how you doing?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna speak to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but
Yeah.
you just switched your little booty up through there and just walked right past me and
Mm-hmm.
then say hello. And the funny part, it wasn't the first time I saw her out and about some other place, and she did the same thing. So to me, that told me there was something there.
There was.
You don't
Yep.
do it you don't do it 2 or 3 times, and there's not a problem.
Nope.
But you know what? I'm one of those women that I say this. If you have a problem with me, talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't be telling Diana, don't be telling Susie, come and talk to me. I like to talk.
I do. I do. What did there was some I don't know who the actor was, but it was something he said. He's like, if you have a problem with me, don't put it on Facebook. Call
Mm-hmm.
me. Call me.
Right.
Text me. And he
Mm-hmm.
said, if you don't have my number, then you don't have a reason to be a problem with me because that means you don't know me.
Right. Right. That is so true. That's the way I feel about it also. but
If you can't
you know
call
what?
me,
But you know what? Some people be walking around with other people's feelings towards you. Is what they because Susie don't like you now. They don't like you. They never said
right?
hello to you a day in their life.
But and that's and it goes back to what I was saying this morning. And this morning in the first part of our conversation, it's like you got women who are just liking each other and feuding, and it's like, well, I don't talk to this one. It's like, okay, but that's you and their issue. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a problem with this person.
Right.
So until I personally have an issue, that's you. This is me.
Right. Right.
You know,
I always tell people I don't bother nobody.
I
You know what?
don't.
I don't bother nobody, but don't bother me.
Don't bother
Okay.
me.
Yeah, because once I have a problem, then that's the problem. I'm a Virgo. We have a problem with you. So don't bother me because I don't bother. Look, I don't bother anybody.
Nope. And I'm the complete. I'm the same way. It's that I just I'll drop you like a hot cake,
Oh, I will too.
like you didn't even exist to me.
I will too. Look, and don't mess with my sisters because I don't play about them either.
Nope, I do not.
Okay.
So
I know that's when the game. That's when the game twists. You know what? I got a problem with you when you got a problem with my
you
sisters,
got a
though.
sister.
Uh
You know, it's going down.
uh
Going down. So we
You
just
know what?
letting everybody know.
Yeah, that's it. Don't mess with my sisters. But you
Nope.
know what? We're at a life that we have so much life,
We do.
so much to still do out here.
We
And
do.
and that's what I love what we do. I love what you do. We have so much to do. This you know what? I said this is a part of our ministry. This is what God placed us here to do, or whoever you believe in. I
Right.
mean, until it's time for us to rest our feet and not get up again, this is what we're here for.
Yep. And
And make the
I
best of it.
make the best of it, right?
Mm,
And so every day, I think you've heard me say that. Every day you wake up and you are breathing, that's you living your life.
mm-hmm.
I don't sign on to that YOLO business. You only live life
Mm,
once, whatever. No,
right,
every day I
right.
get up, every day I am blessed to breathe and
Yes,
engage in humanity. I'm living
yes.
my life. I'm living.
That is
Okay.
true.
And I can
Just you
choose
know
to
what?
live.
Just think of the birds. They wake up every morning and they get out and they're tweeting, and they sound so beautiful doing it.
Yes. Yes.
They're not waking up out there moaning and groaning and complaining. They're out there singing us beautiful songs.
Yes. And
And
yeah, they may be cussing each other out. That's not our business. Um, that's not our business. It sounds wonderful to us.
it does. It sounds wonderful. They might be out there cursing each other out.
Who's in whose nest? Who knows? I don't know. But you know what? It's just one of those things because you when you die, that's it. There's no coming
That's
back
it.
from that unless there's
That's
a
no
divine
coming back.
miracle, right?
Mm-mm. No coming
And
back to say I wish I had have done this or said tell that person I was sorry or I love you or just to give them
mm-mm,
a hug. No, do that today. Give them their flowers while they're here. If you
yep,
see one of your sister friends, your family members your neighbor doing something well, or just need a hello or a hand, be there for them. It's not going to hurt you.
It's God, it's not going to hurt you. It really
No,
isn't.
not
You
at
know,
all.
it's
I joke
just
about my neighbor, but you know what? I love her to death. You know what? She can call me. She'll call me. I know she only calls me when she wants something.
but you
But
know
you know
what?
what? I'll still be there to help her when she needs me.
Exactly, because if she doesn't call and you
Then
know you haven't heard
I'm
from
worried
her,
about where she's at. That's true.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So hearing her call and her knocking on your door, giving you little gifts, you know she's
Yeah.
still there,
Yeah.
and
That's for
that
sure.
that's a blessing. That's a blessing. And we laugh about it, and it can drive us crazy, but when it's not there,
Yeah,
it'll
you miss it. It's gone. It's when it's gone, it's gone.
it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
So, and I say that and then I don't want to keep you much longer because we can talk.
Yeah.
I just looked up, I was like, oh yeah, we could talk. But a dear friend of mine, he was actually one of my first 5 guests on the podcast when I started it. And I think we talked about him, but he died suddenly,
Yes.
and it's one of those things. It is like he was that person that was just full of life and always
Hmm.
there to help somebody out and be that encouraging voice. Even, I mean, I could not talk to him for months, and I can call him and say, hey little brother, how you doing? And he's like, oh, whatever's happening. He was always that positive soul. And
Right.
so, you know just at that moment, it's like, wow, he's really gone,
Hmm.
and it's just, and it was unexpected. So, like you said, give the flowers when they're there, when
That's true.
because at any given notice, they can be gone. And I think
That,
that's one of the main reasons why I know I feel bad sometimes. Of like, I think I bother people when I send them messages in the morning. It's like I'll be sending like
no.
the
Look,
inspiration message.
I'm thinking something. I'm like, where in the heck is she? Where we ain't got our morning affirmation? What's going on here? She's slipping.
I know. And that whole week I've been sick. I was like, I can't get my head off the bed. I
Oh,
can't do anything. Um, but it's just those things that I just I just want to think about people, and when I think about you and you're on my spirit, I try to reach out and be that voice, even if it's just me saying, hey, I'm just checking in, how you doing, haven't heard from you in like 3 months, 4 months, or whatever. That doesn't happen to us, but you have other friends and other people that are in your life. It's like,
right.
oh, wow, I haven't heard from this person, let me send them a message, say hello, those
Yeah.
kinds of things. And it's just those things that people don't realize. Even if it's not you picking up the phone to call the person, again, you don't know what that person is going through at that moment. You
That's
saying,
true.
hey, how you doing? I'm just checking in on you, thinking of you, can mean the
That is
world to
true.
somebody.
That is true. I always speak about. I have this friend that I've known since corporate for years, and she has always been the first person to send out her Christmas cards. I think that was her challenge every year. She wanted to beat everybody, and she was always. And this year, I didn't even get a Christmas card from her. I've been getting a Christmas card from this woman for years. So
Hmm.
I messaged her, Merry Christmas, blah, blah, blah. So she sent me this whole big old collage in the Anne way of all her cat. What is up with me with friends with cats?
I know the one person who doesn't like cats got friends with
Right.
cats.
So
Well,
she
I
has
have a
this family
dog.
collage of her and her husband and all the cats and the one dog. Then she sent me this message just talking about her year, and she's gone through some challenges and stuff. So you never know what people are going through. And you
Mm-mm.
know what? And I usually try to reach out. Maybe, I mean, even people like her. We really don't talk a lot, but just to send them a text message and just say hello. I'm just stopping through to see how you're doing. I usually try to do that, but I
Mhm.
hadn't done that with her. And that's probably, I knew I was going to be getting my Christmas card that didn't come this
Right.
year. Right. But we never know what others are going through, so we have to do our part as well. So it doesn't hurt to check in every once in a while. Even
No.
with those friends that you don't, I have friends that I don't have to talk to we don't talk every day. I mean, we're just not those kind of friends. But
Mm-hmm.
we do send each other messages, or like she was sending a Christmas card. So I told her we're going to do different 2024. We have to meet for lunch or something. I told her, because you
Yeah.
never know what's going on in others' life. Life
No,
happens.
it does. It does. And I think you saying that makes me feel, I'm like, dang, I really feel guilty now because I like there's quite a few friends. I'm like, yeah, I used to talk to them a lot. Um,
Mm,
not even a lot, but just like every other
yeah,
month or so, and I just haven't
right.
spoken to them,
So you
and
guys have those special moments. Yeah,
right. It's like we
yeah,
have that every 6 months or every 3 months conversation where
right.
we catch up and then we
Uh-huh.
you disappear for another 3 to 6 months. It's like,
Yes,
okay.
but that's okay. That don't mean that you stop being friends
Right.
because you just have different lives and you do just different.
Yeah.
So, and that's the way it is with me and her. We're not friends that we go and get together or we talk on the phone or whatever. It's usually the annual Christmas cards or whatever. But we know we're here. That's the
Hmm.
thing. We know we're here for each other.
Yes. Yes. And that's the whole, that's the piece. I know we talked about a lot of things today, and I think everything we talked about was absolutely amazing. And I think I I was getting ready to go on another topic, but I said no, we've been on for an hour. I'm not but um
Look, this should have been one of the pajama topics. I should have my pajamas on for this one.
I know. That'll be our next one. That'll be our next one. The
Look, have some
pajama
tea.
jammy jam. The pajama
Yeah.
jammy jam. That one we gotta have Sandy on for.
Yeah. Oh Lord,
We
we'll
get
never get
Sandy.
off.
Oh my god,
And Sandy and Sarah.
we'll be on forever. You know what that, but you know what that would be. I think that we you know what, I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm writing it down now.
Yes, that would be awesome.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna
You
get
know
the
what? Probably, you know what? That would be awesome for the new year. Getting the new year started, talking about what we have coming up and what, I mean, just
absolutely.
that would be awesome.
Absolutely. So we definitely are going to do that. We're going to set that up, and we'll be on here causing havoc on the screen. And that
That's
one
for
might,
sure.
you know what? We just might do that one live.
Yeah, that would be fun.
That will be fun. That will be fun. And all my glitches and everything. So I told I told them on the station, I said, guys, you do know I know nothing about this. Like I
You're
literally
doing
just
a great job.
thank you. Like I
You're
literally just jumped in and just like, here I am.
welcome.
But it's awesome. It's awesome. It's been a great ride. We are heading into season 6. So
Wow, congratulations.
thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
So
And you're with a great team now. You're working with someone that can help you. So that's a great thing.
yes,
Congratulations.
yes. And they are a beautiful group of individuals that are very patient with this lovely soul of mine. And I think that the coming year is going to be amazing, amazing. So I
Good, good.
thoroughly appreciate you closing out my year.
Yay.
And then we are going to amplify the year with our craziness, with our insanity group. And you guys, everybody out there can meet all of the sisters.
Do me a
At,
favor. Get a screenshot of our picture here for me because I'm using my
oh,
phone, so I can't get a screenshot.
oh, you okay? You let me see if I can do this without being so.
Messing, look, kicking us out.
I know, right? Oh, that's cool. Why do I look so dark? I don't know. I know this is like. Oh, I know why. Ta-da! I gotta brighten my screen. All right. I still look dark. Good Lord. Smile. Awesome.
Uh,
I still look dark. What the hell?
well, it's probably just I got my light, my ring light. It may be.
My ring
But
light is on. It is. It's like in my face. The big light is on. The ring light is on. Good Lord and Jesus. Mm, mm, mm. I just look like dark skin and teeth.
Okay.
Which is nothing wrong with it, but
Look,
good Lord.
don't be
That's
hating
not
on
what I
that
was
dark
doing.
skin. Don't be hating on that dark skin and teeth.
I look great. I look great. We all look great. All right. I think I got it.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. No, thank you so much, Kathy,
You're welcome.
for
It was
being
a
on the
pleasure to
show.
be here.
I totally appreciate you, as you know. Um, and we got so much more to go with, and this to start our new year. And we will set up a time and do this again. I know
Good.
we're gonna get the sisters in on some of it too, but um, with my guests, you always welcome back. So anytime you got something new and you want to come back on, just let me know. We'll get you on the books.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you for having me tonight.
Because we can always have a conversation.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
I know. How's the body butter? I know. I just went
Oh,
on another.
oh, I love the body butter. And the moisturizer I love too. I haven't had any problems with it. I
Okay.
just been I haven't been using it as regular because my allergies have been bad this week. So the
Mhm.
last few weeks. So I've just been trying to keep as much off my skin as possible.
That makes
Has
sense.
nothing to do with your products or anyone's product. I'm just not trusting anything right now because my allergies have been crazy.
No, that makes sense because you want to keep as much out of that realm of possibility while you're
Yeah.
healing and getting that inflammatory system back to its normal
Yeah.
before you put anything back in there, no matter what it is, all
Right.
natural, chemical, whatever.
Right.
That just
Right.
makes sense. We tell people to do that all the time. No, stop everything.
Yes. Yes. And
Yeah.
I know what I know one thing, Lord. I love me some nuts, peanuts, walnuts, pecans, but I know they don't love me. I know I've
Oh, yeah.
noticed that the minute I have some, I'm starting to break out immediately.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that, especially as
Yeah.
we are aging and our system is not functioning at its highest,
Right.
level that it's supposed to. So even what we used to be able to tolerate, probably can't
That's
tolerate
true.
now.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to be.
See what you guys got to look forward to. All this crap.
Woo,
But
Lord,
you
it
know
just gets
what?
better and better.
But you know what, honey? Life is good. I wouldn't change it at all.
You know what? And you're absolutely right with that. I agree. I agree. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. And thank you to my listeners, WUBI Ubiquity Radio and TV. If you have not subscribed, come on, what you're waiting for. If you have not set up your Roku, it's the easiest thing to do because if I can do it, I know you can do it. So just find the app it up. Same thing with what is it? The iPhone and your what's that other company? You got the Apple and
Android.
Android. Thank you, because it just went out of my head just that quick.
Mhm.
For Apple, you can find it in your Apple app, or for Android, you can find it in the Google playlist. Right? WUBI Ubiquity Radio, or if you're on your desktop, you can definitely go and watch it live on your desktop. So any way you want to do it, just do it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. You'll be better for it. So thank you, Miss Kathy. I appreciate you. And I will be seeing you soon, my dear.
Yes, it will.
And to all of you guys, thank you so much for being a part of WUBI Ubiquity Radio. You can find us on and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you name it. Thank you to all my people, everyone who has taken their time out to be a part of the Soulful Eclectic podcast. Thank you to my sponsor, Divine Nubian Essentials. You are amazing. And thank you again to my guest, Kathy Blaze Jefferson, for being a part of the Soulful Eclectic. You are forever a member of our family. So with that, I'm going to say thank you. I bid you all good night. And please continue to take care of yourself and each other. Namaste.